Hello my tarot friends, welcome to another review video, and today I'm gonna show you the Steampunk Faerie Tarot, which was done by Pamela Chan and illustrated by Ashley Cassidy. It is published by Llewellyn, and I have to say a big thank you Llewellyn for sending this deck my way. I am so excited to share this deck with you because I fell in love with it. It comes in this beautiful Llewellyn box. This box is slightly smaller than usual Llewellyn boxes. Approximately this much smaller, I'd say, and on the side is like another centimeter, which I personally really appreciate. And I believe that there are new decks that are coming out that are all going to come in this type of box. If I'm not mistaken, this was their first tarot deck that came in this smaller box. It opens this way. As usually, we have our beautiful ribbon to take out the book and the cards. If you want to read what it says at the back of the box, feel free. And these are the beautiful cards, and let me just firstly show you the guidebook. Now, what I love about their new box sets is the sizes of the guidebooks are smaller, but again big enough for you to see all the details in the pictures. As usually, we still have the glossy beautiful pages, and as you can see, the picture is much bigger than the actual card, so if you want to search for details you can do that, which is amazing. The writing is a bit smaller than in the previous guidebooks, but it is big enough to read, at least for me. I don't wear glasses, so I can't comment on the people who have glasses, but for me personally, it's perfect. The amount of writing we get in the book is still basically the same, so they just made everything a bit smaller, and I personally love it so much. So let me just show you what is in this specific book. So we have about the author, about Pamela Chan, and it was printed in 2024. And then we have other things that Pamela Chan created here. And then we have table of contents, which is great. Introduction, the world of magic and machines. So she talks a little bit about the steampunk world and the world of fairies, or fae. And then she talks about different suits and about minor arcana. She talks about chapters in the book here. And then she goes into chapters. So chapter 1, Lords of the Land. She talks about major arcana and the core cards. And then the minor arcana. And then here, let me just explain. So in the one suit, we have obviously the fire, and we have shape-shifting salamanders. And the salamanders prefer to stay in their salamander state. So we're going to see them through the whole suit in the salamander state. The only time we see them in a human-like form is in the court cards. And then in the cups, we have selkies, which are creatures that are seals that can transform into human-like beings when they come outside of the water. And then in the sword suit, we have sprites, which are like Tinkerbell-like fairies, I'm gonna say. And then pentacles, we have gnomes, which are really, really sweet and cute. So I have to say, before I actually show you the cards and everything, I fell in love with this deck. It's so, not just beautiful, but just, it is so magical and earthy and celestial at the same time. I'm going to say a little bit more after I finish showing you the book. So chapter 2, the mechanics of tarot. So she talks about how to read the tarot, the questions to ask, the shuffling, selecting cards, reversals, spreads and laying the cards, taking care of the deck, finishing up a reading, tarot journaling. And then we go into chapter 3, which is the major arcana. And then we have, for every card, we have the title. We have a little affirmation. So I'm off on a new journey filled with amazing possibilities for the Fool. And then we have clockwise divination and counterclockwise divination, which is upright position and reverse positions of the card. And then ignition is something that I really like. So this is kind of like an action, what to do, or an extra advice, or like she says, ignition, how to kind of like how to bring magic out of this card. That's what I'm going to say. And we have this throughout all the cards, through major and minor arcana, as you can see here. And what I like here is also that she separated the court cards, which I really like. So I'm gonna, when I show you the cards, I'm gonna also do that with the court cards. I'm gonna show you all the wands, court cards together, etc. And then at the very back of the book, we have chapter 6, and she talks about magic part spreads. So a few spreads. I've done these 2 spreads and they're really great. And then the conclusion at the end, and then you have some space for some notes. And you can also write to the author here, which is great. Okay, so yes, this is the guidebook, which I really like. So let me just have a few words before I show the cards. I've been working with this deck for a week now. Unfortunately, it came with few broken cards, but the Llewellyn said they're gonna send me a replacement deck, which I really appreciate. Now this deck is still on their older cardstock, so it is glossy and very flexible, but also a bit, it feels thicker than the newer cardstock they have, but it's not really thicker, it's the finish that is different. So the glossy finish creates harder cards, I'm gonna say, and this is why they appear thicker. They're not thicker, but they just appear, like the feel of the card is a bit more sturdy than the newer decks, which feels more papery because of the finish is different. I think it is matte and the finish is not as thick, I'm gonna say. So imagine if you had like a nail polish and you put it on a piece of paper, it would be quite thick, but if you had like a spray, it would be much thinner. I would imagine it kind of like that. I'm not a professional in the coating of the cards, but this is just my experience and my understanding. Anyhow, I wanted to say I've been working with this deck for like a week, and I'm gonna say that the fairies or fae people in this deck are so chatty. They are very down to earth, so it makes sense because, you know, fairies are, I always connected them to forest, to nature, right? So they're very earthly. They give you really good advice. The guidebook is focused on manifestation, which is amazing, which is something that I think querents, you know, they want that. There's a lot of readings you do if you read for others that are related to work or to career or physical things on earth. Not many people want the spiritual advice, you know? I mean, some do, but most people want things that are concrete. And this deck is really good for that, I'm gonna say. So I see myself using this deck for my future clients 100%. I love that they are diverse. This is the first fairy deck that I found that is actually diverse. Like usually you just get pale white looking fairies that are very thin, I'm gonna say. So this fairy deck ticks all my boxes. It is steampunk, so we see like the industrial revolution type of setting around them. And at the beginning, I remember when I first saw this deck, I was like, oh, I'm not sure if this is for me, but I started loving it the second I opened this deck. Like there's something, I don't know, something just works with these fairies and the machinery around them. It's really cool. Like, and it's really easy to call the fairies to help you with the reading. Like it's so easy to tune in with them. And I highly suggest that you listen to some interviews with Pamela Chen where she talks about how she created this deck. So without further ado, this was a very long introduction, but I think, yeah, it was necessary because it is a really, really great deck, like really great and beautiful. Okay, let's start with our fool. We have our beautiful fool, very excited, ready to leave her caravan. Is that what we call it? Or this house on the wheels? We don't have the cliff, but we do have a friend, like a bird, mechanical bird. All the animals in this deck are mechanical, so I'm just going to call them like animals. So this bird is leading her way. And I love that we see that she's small fairy because we see the size of a grass here. We have the roses here, white roses. And what I really like is that we see thorns here, because that immediately makes me think that this fairy is experienced, you know, because she knows how to protect herself when she needs to. I love that she's wearing green because this is the heart chakra, and I feel like she has a very open heart chakra space here. And I love her little pouch. So yeah, she's ready to embark on a new journey here. This magician is so beautiful. OMG. It's just, oh God, she's amazing. Look at her. I love her wand on fire. I love that she's like, but then again, it feels like she's channeling from her surroundings, right? So she's grabbing the energy from the sword, from the cup, and from the pentacle. It feels like she's channeling with her left hand, right? She's channeling or taking the energy from these things that's surrounding her, from the physical and mental things that are surrounding her, and then charging her wand, which she's then going to use to manifest, to create magic. And I love that it's dark. I love her outfit. I love her facial expression. I love that we have red roses here in contrast with white roses on the Fool card, which is really cool. We do have white color present, which is under her cape, right? So, and I love her witchy hat. You know, she is the magician, right? She is the one that makes magic. Our high priestess is purple, which is so cool because obviously the crown chakra is purple, right? So that is so cool. And I love that she has a telescope, you know, so she has a lot of knowledge, and she has the book there slightly open for you. I love that we have also the pomegranates here. We have the B and J here on the pillars. Yeah, it's very, I love it. She's kind of like down to earthy, but at the same time she's celestial. So another thing that I notice is also her eyes are covered, so she obviously uses her intuition to guide you, right? So that is so lovely. And another thing I just saw, there is a moon here. You're thinking, oh, where's the moon? It's right here. Oh, forgot to say, the lovely bags. I really like these bags. They're so lovely. Our Empress looks very rich, I'm gonna say. She looks abundant. Look at her mechanical wings. They're like so colorful, and yeah, it's so cool. Like, she is rich enough to ask someone to create the mechanical wings for her, you know. That's what it feels like. And look at her clothes. They're like so abundant, and she looks like she's the boss, you know. I also love that we have 3 mechanical wheels on top of her throne, which is, you know, to do with the number 3, right? Because she is 3, the creation. And she has it looks like a magical wand here, which again, creativity, creation. So yeah, I really like her. She just looks abundant, like, and she has the leisure to enjoy herself. I love this emperor. I love him. Everything about him. He's holding a bulb in his hand, and it's on, you know, like he tackled some sort of physics that allows him to use the electricity that is available to us within nature, which it is. Like, if you know anything about Nikola Tesla, we know that he created free energy in his lifetime, which was ages ago. Yet we have corporation tricking people into thinking that energy is something that we should pay for. But let's leave this for another time. So we have ram heads here, which is great. We have red. We have mountains at the back, which I really appreciate, because mountains are like strong and powerful, and it feels like he can conquer it all. Does that make sense? Yeah, and he just looks directly into your eyes, which I really appreciate. This deck is so gorgeous. Yeah, to me, this emperor kind of looks like the inventor, you know? Someone who can pay inventors to then work for him, and then he delivers things. You know, that's really cool. I like it. This Hierophant, look at her. She's so pretty, and she's giving the keys to her students. Like, she feels someone who is giving the knowledge without standing in a way, if that makes sense. I like that she's in the library. I love her hat because it reminds you of the traditional Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, or should I say Waite-Smith deck. Yeah, and it feels like they're her little helpers, you know. So like, I feel she's going to learn from them as well, which is something that a Hierophant, a good teacher, should do, right? They should always learn and improve their knowledge, not just get stuck in things that they know in the old ways. This Lovers card in the guidebook is very focused on the romantic love, which is one way of seeing the lovers. And like I said before, this deck is very focused on the physical things, right? So if we do love readings, this would be a really good card to get. But yeah, it's lovely. I love how one is green and one is peachy. I love the sunshine. I love the pink. I love this dragon flying around. And you can read it as, you know, different aspect of yourself coming together, or polarities coming together. So that's really cool. And we have an apple in between, so apple of knowledge. So it kind of hints to the Adam and Eve theme. So yeah, I really like it, even though in the guidebook it is focused on love, but I really like it. The Chariot card, I love how stoic she is, actually, because personally, like I said many times before, I don't read Chariot necessarily as physical movement. I see it as a movement within you, like how you manage challenges that come your way within yourself, right? And I love how she feels like she's in control of these 2 cats, and she's just waiting to go, and the steam is coming out, so she's working within, like things are moving within the machine. So yeah, I really like it. This Strength card is so pretty. It kind of reminds me of her new Galactic Star Tarot as well, which has a dragon as well. And they are in a very similar position, and I think it's the most beautiful Strength card, and this one comes really close. Yeah, beautiful. It's just gentle and loving and embracing, and yeah, I love it. This Hermit card, oh my god, I love the wheels at the back. It's kind of like the wheels are turning within you when you go deep into this palace or wherever she's going. She is ascending up. It feels like up into some sort of tower, you know, where she will study or just go within. And I love her little lamp. I love how dark the card is. I mean, it's so traditional on the mountain, but it does the message really well. Should I read you the Hierophant card, actually? Let me read you from the guidebook so you can get a taste of how it reads. Did I say the Hierophant? I meant the Hermit, sorry. Okay, so here if you want to read yourself. I am the light for wisdom and magic, so clockwise divination. The hermit, much like you, is on a quest for enlightenment. She comprehends that authentic wisdom and knowledge resides within the depths of one's own being. The answers you seek do not lie in the words of others, but in the profound knowing of self and the sacred whispers of your inner compass. To unlock the clarity bestowed by your intuition, silence the noise of external distractions and seek comfort in seclusion. Welcome the peacefulness of solitude, where the echoes of your own voice shall guide you towards calmness and meaningful revelation. I love that. And then counterclockwise divination. If you have been isolating or taking time off from engaging with other people, now is the time to get back into socializing. You've been a hermit for a while. It's now time to emerge from your seclusion and mingle with others. And then ignition. Set aside a day or a week for some time alone. If you're thinking, but fairies, I'm too busy for this, then this is exactly what you need. Book a vacation by yourself or even just a local hotel room, somewhere you can spend time in self-reflection. To embody this energy in your humble abode, create a private space within your house for the hermit within. Light some candles, play some music, and give yourself space to ponder the mysteries of the universe. So it's like a practical advice as ignition. I love it. I love this guidebook. It's so great. Really, really like her writing style. And here we are at the Wheel of Fortune. Personally, I really like it. I know it appears simple, but it's like a time machine, you know? Oh my... Actually, I really want to read you the Wheel of Fortune as well. I love that we have Torah written on it and Tarot and Rota. I love that we have the Hebrew letters. I love that we have the alchemical symbols as well. I love that we have a clock, right? That's cool. And we have like the entrance in which you can go and then, you know, you step in and you don't know where you're going to be spit out kind of thing. Oh man, I love it. It's so beautiful. Like, it is so smart. Okay, so I create my own luck is called, okay. Clockwise divination. Whether you believe in luck or not, the energy is there. Gaze upon the Wheel of Fortune, a cog in the grand machinery of destiny, spinning with the promise of abundant blessings. When you perform acts of kindness, this will stoke the fires of positivity in your life, unleashing a surge of benevolent fortune upon your path. If you want to call in more positive opportunities, do more positive things. It is that simple. If you receive this card in a reading, it means the Steampunk fairies have bestowed their blessings, luck, and good fortune upon you today. Counterclockwise divination. The gears of fate spin both ways, for when our actions and words lack noble intent, the cogs of the wheel continue to turn as they summon forth echoes of that same energy. Though you may have found yourself stuck in some misfortune, worry not, for the wheel is always in motion. Stay positive and you will come out on top again. I like that. Ignition. Luck is a powerful belief to cultivate. Sometimes you don't even have to be good at something, because if you're lucky, then you can still win. Think of situations or times in your life when luck tipped the scales in your favor. Maybe you got an amazing sparkling spot at the mall or received an unexpected gift. The more we celebrate and bring awareness to our luck, the more luck we create in our life. So do you see, it's very practical. I love it. It's a very practical deck and it is very useful. Oh, this Justice is really cool. I like how these two fairies appear the same fairy basically, and one has wings up and one has wings down. So it's like the lightness of the heart, the heaviness of the heart, or thoughts, or whatever. And I love how it is a stage, right? Was there a stage in the Feldcraft Tarot as well? Or was that Judgment? I forgot. But anyway, this Justice is a stage. So it's like performing, you know, it evokes you to go in many different directions with this card, which I really like. The Hanged Man. This fairy is caught in a web of a spider, but it feels like she is at peace at where she is, which is very interesting. It could be read as she put herself there to reflect. So I'm going to read you from the guidebook, just the clockwise divination, because it is such a great entry. So it says, I surrender to divine timing. And that is something that lots of us need to hear, right? Many times we get in our own way, caught up in a wondering when our goal will be achieved or when something is going to happen. In a world where immediacy and instant gratification reign, we often want our spiritual attainment and manifestations to be that fast as well. The hangman is here to remind you to relax and surrender to what is currently happening. How are things unfolding? Perhaps nothing seems to make sense, but if you give it time, you will gain the benefit of a new perspective while also figuring out a magical solution to your problem. Do you see? Oh, I love it. Pamela Chen is such a great writer. Oh, I love her practical perspectives in tarot. I really do. This is a gorgeous death card, isn't it? Oh man, it's like scary, but also beautiful. And look at this mask here, which resembles the mask of the Black Plague Doctor, I think, in the Victorian times, right? So that is very smart. I love it. This Temperance card is so great because I personally read Temperance most of the times, not always, but most of the times. I read it as alchemy. So this is a perfect alchemical Temperance, but it can also talk about, balance, right? Because she's balancing on the steps. She needs to think about how much to pour in here and what to pour in here, and to moderate things, to not go into any extremes. So I really like it. I really, really, really like it. This devil is everything. This is a fairy ring, and how we are attracted to the fairy ring, and we know that we're not sure where it's gonna take us or if it's gonna be safe, but it's very tempting. So I love it. And this person feels like they're not quite sure if they should step in or not, or if they should step out, or maybe they just were transported somewhere, I really like it. I really, really love this devil. It's so different. This Tower card is very dramatic, and I love it because if you put the cards out, it stands out, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, the lightning struck into the tree, the fairies are flying out, and the wheels are flying out, and everything is in destruction, and the whole forest is burning. So I love how dramatic it is. Oh, the star. Look at that. Her little flying boat thingy fell off the sky. But there is a star there and shooting stars around. So hope, renewal, guiding light, It's beautiful. And the moon. Apparently this is a portrait of Pamela. So that's lovely, isn't it? I love this moon card. It's very, it's beautiful, gentle. What I get from this card is dreams. It's a very mystical and magical moon. I don't get as much as a scary type of energy from this one, like illusions and stuff. But then again, you could is this moon an illusion? Is it really real? So you can go in that direction if you want to. But it's a very magical feel to this moon, which I really like because I love the magic within the moon card. Oh, this sun card is so great. I love it. I watched a few walkthroughs of this deck, and I know some people complained about this sun. And I'm like, it's a mechanical world. Of course, it's going to be a mechanical looking sun. But also at the back, you can see the rays as well, which I really like. And I love how we have bees. I love how this fairy just looks like sunbathing. Like it feels like they're free. It's a very happy, embracing, positive card. I actually want to read what it says because I haven't read this one yet. I am confident in my success. As the majestic steam-powered sun ascends in the sky, its radiant beams unveil the truth and banish all shadows. In the light of the sun, there is nothing hidden and there is no secrets. Everything is revealed. When the gorgeous sun card comes out to play, you know that success is inevitably yours. Either you have achieved something fabulous or it's on the way. You should feel immense happiness. Everything you've been working for is coming together nicely. You might feel as if you are the fairy on the sunflower, just taking in all the magic. Abundance is yours and you know it. Yeah, I like it. Now this is another card that's very different, Judgment. In Judgment, to me, I read it as a reflection. What is serving us, what is not, what is good for us, what is not, forgiving others, and then through those behaviors, moving on to the next stage, ascending, right? Forgiveness, love, and all that. But also reflecting and being who you truly are, right? And this fairy is being who she truly is. Like she is a creator of these animals here. And she stepped into that. And I love that we have trumpet here as well. So like she listened to her call and she's focusing on this, even though it might be unorthodox or whatever, but she is doing it. She is true to herself. She let go of what doesn't serve her. She's also adjusting, right? Because she is creating this. So she's deciding which particles she should use or not. So we have layers to the meaning of this card within this picture, to my opinion. We also have a flying parrot here with a turtle, which is very interesting. I'm like thinking, there must be a reason. The turtles or tortoises are connected to like the world card, so it's kind of like they're flying towards the world card, maybe. When I say to the world card, I mean like tortoise is often portrayed as the one who carries the whole world, so I've seen it portrayed as the world card before. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so and here we have the world. Now if you look carefully, this world card doesn't look like the planet Earth, which is cool as F, because it tells me that this is your world. And everyone's world is different, and I love how charged it is. And we have a butterfly there as well, which I love, because the butterfly is about transformation. So you achieve things, you know everything, and now you're ready to move to the next stage. We also have the bull here, the lion here, the eagle here. I suppose the butterfly represents actually the Aquarius, because the eagle is Scorpio. Yeah, she decided to put a butterfly as Aquarius, which is really nice. I like that. I really like that. I feel like Aquarius is always renovating the ways of thinking and looking how they can expand and transform, and the butterfly portrays that very nicely. So these were the majors, which are gorgeous, and now let's go into our minors. Alright, so these are our aces, and they are gorgeous. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, I don't really have to comment on them, but they're just so amazing. Like, the most different one I'm gonna say is perhaps the Ace of Swords, because we see 3 fairies, which is very interesting, and it feels like they're all trying to bring this fan somewhere. So I would say this one is the least traditional looking. I love the crab here so much, and I love the Selkie at the back, because we have like, you know, Selkies in this suit. And we have a gnome here in Ace of Pentacles. Well, we have fairies here, and we have our salamander in the Ace of Wands. They're really powerful aces. I really like them, but I would say that from all 4 aces, this one is the least obvious ace, I'm gonna say, because you could also count these and think, oh, maybe this is 5 of Swords, because, you know, these fairies might be fighting over it. So, but maybe it's giving you the thought of, yeah, aces. I mean, the swords can be a challenging suit. So these 2s are so cute. I love the salamander here. He is trying to figure out where to go next, and I love how charged these 2 wands are, because 2s are about polarity and about push and pull, and these two wands are like bzzz, and it's like time to decide in which direction to go, and I love that. These 2 of Cups are so sweet. Look at these 2 Selkies, and I love how he has clock, or she, around their neck. It's very interesting, isn't it? I wonder what it could mean. Maybe that there's time for everything. And look at that. Their cups are just like, one is in the water and one is standing there. So it's kind of like they're so in the moment that they forgot about their intuition, perhaps, their emotions, everything. Like when you fall in love, everything goes out of the window. And that's what I get from here. Also this mechanical particles here. But it also could talk about the negative aspect, right? How you are giving more than the other person, because the cups are not the same, in the same position, the same, they don't have the same amount of liquid in, etc., etc. So that is a very interesting. I like that. This 2 of Swords is gorgeous. Look at the color. Oh my god. And I love how she has 2 plaits as well. So it's like 2 plaits, 2 swords. It feels like there are 2 directions. She could go in the forest as well, which is really great. I love that she has covered eyes. I love that she's protecting her heart here. I love the full moon at the back, although usually there's a crescent moon on this card, but I like the full moon here, because full moon is about looking at what you've achieved and then thinking about the next step, right? So this could apply for the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Pentacles, this guy always cracks me up. Look at these muscles. Oh my god, he's so sweet. And I love how the door is open. You know, the open door, and he's trying to, it feels like he's battling these 2 Pentacles, like they're alive, you know? That's pretty cool. And maybe he's trying to put them in his little house. I like it. I like it a lot. Like, this deck makes me smile and makes me happy. And it also has really great messages. And I love that we have cards that are different, you know, but they bring the meaning so well. Here we have our threes. This Three of Wands is everything. I love the fact that this salamander is on top of here, and he's on the locomotiva. What is it called? He's on a choo-choo train. He's on an old school train. I don't know what it's called. The steam train. And it's amazing because it is in movement, right? The fire is burning, and he used his 3 wands as kind of like a part of the train. Like it feels like he's controlling the train with them, which is amazing. I love that we have birch trees here as well. He's on the high ground, and they are traveling. They're moving. Things are happening. They're also envisioning things, what else they can do. So I love that. I really like this 3 of Cups because we have 3 Saukis that look very similar. So they could be sisters. It could be also different parts of yourself coming together and celebrating all parts of yourself, or embracing all parts of yourself, or embracing the emotions you're feeling. I love how the water is kind of like stormy. Does that make sense? Like it's moving. So things are moving, things are in flow, things are in motion. I love that. I really like this 3 of Swords. I love that it's the heart. I love that it's mechanical heart. It's going to have to be fixed. It's going to have to be fixed. And you're thinking about how can you... It kind of evokes, because it's not the real heart, it kind of makes you think, how can you fix this? How can you fix this mechanical heart? What needs to change? What ways can you make it work again? So that is really cool. And I love that it's raining as well, so it's like this dark feeling. And again, the emotions it's feeling, like it's a very moody, but also at the same time it's not as, what's the word, I don't know what word to use, but it's like it doesn't feel as tragical as in a lot of the decks, you know. It feels more like an expansion and growth of the way you think, because of you're thinking how to fix it. I love this 3 of Pentacles. Look at the gnomes and how she's like bossing these 2 gnomes around. I love it. I love these salamanders here celebrating, dancing. It feels like some sort of magical thing is happening. Look at the swirling fire and the charged wands. I love that. And look at the sky at the top, or the light that is coming through the trees and the foggy around. It feels very magical. And I love that about 4 of Wands here. I really do, because to me 4 of Wands is a very spiritual, like I feel like you established your spiritual spirit like ground from which you then can expand and grow. Does that make sense? Kind of like you established who you are in your spirit, you know, and then from there you can go forward. And it's worth celebrating, of course. This 4 of Cups, I love her. Like she's in her... It feels like she's not bored like in some of the cards. She feels very content with where she is. And right now she's just going to enjoy what she has. And it's interesting that one of the cups here fell down and 2 are standing. And this Selk is bringing her a new one. So it's a very different take. Oh, let me read it in the guidebook actually. So it's called Creativity Flows to Me. Interesting. Okay, let's see what she says here. You find yourself like the Selk in the dock, unsure of the next gears to set in motion. Though the journey so far has been joyous, you stand at a crossroad, seeking the next brilliant invention to embrace. Fear not, for the answer is shimmering just beneath the water's surface, awaiting your discovery. The elusive spark of inspiration you've been chasing is closer than you think. Be still and let your intuition guide you. In the realm of steampunk magic, creativity abounds, and all that you seek is within reach. That is a very different way of looking at 4 of Cups. I don't think I've ever seen it that way or heard of it this way, which is really cool. This 4 of Swords, I love how these 4 swords are lifted and she's just embracing being on this beautiful flower, taking a rest, taking a time to think, to reflect. This 4 of Pentacles is very cool because obviously this gnome has a lot of riches here, but also it's very heavy and it's moving, right? And I feel like we don't know in which direction it's moving. Is it going in or is it going out? It definitely feels like it's overflowing and they're kind of not in control of it. So it's kind of like the negative side of the 4 of Pentacles, but at the same time it could be also seen as a positive one. So it's like really cool. I really like it. It's different. And I like it when the authors decide to portray certain cards in a different way, like a different angle to them. Oh, I love this 5 of Wands, and I need to show you the 6 of Wands, the progression here as well, just because it's so cool. So they are fighting here, or they're in competition and then one wins and they're all celebrating. So I really like that. And look at the colors, like here red and orange and fiery, and here they're clear and, you know, embracing and happy. So I love that. Okay, and then here, 5 of Cups. Oh, I love this. It's perfect. It's like you can feel her pain, right? And her sadness. And being caught in those emotions of regretting or just grieving or wishing things to come back they're lost. Love that. This 5 of Swords is interesting because it's we can see the scene is the autumn, right? The leaves are still on, but they're going to fall down, and it feels very bare, and these 2 fairies are gone. So, but this fairy here looks very pleased with what she done, but those 2 swords are there, so it's kind of like these 2 are done, they put their swords down, and this fairy won. You know, it's very interesting. This 5 of Pentacles with these 2 gnomes, really cool. I like how the house is the mushroom and they're glowing light there, and they just need to knock on this door to ask for help, but they're not focused on that, they're focused on the other things. So I talked about this one already. I really love it. Oh, these Selkies are so cute. Look at them, they're playing, they're playful. I love that we have the ball here and the little flying boat, I forgot what they're called, stuck in the tree here. It's kind of like you're stuck, which is really interesting, right? You're stuck in this memory, perhaps. And I love how we see chains here. Are you chained to the past? Wow, there's so much you can get from this. I love it. The 6 of Swords, these 3 fairies are flying through the storm, right? So this tells me that this image here is more focused on going through a stormy thing right now, but also getting support, right? You don't have to go through the storm alone, which is really cool. And the 6 of Pentacles is this person is thinking about their finances. I suppose maybe they got this gift and now they are trying to think how they're going to invest it or how they're going to share it with others. Or perhaps they're just a person who is delegated to give this riches to her community in a fair way. So I like it. I like it a lot. 7 of Wands. I love how he has the higher ground. But this one's here. There's no one there. So it's kind of like, again, the negative perspective of the card. I mean, the reverse, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like, are you fighting just for the sake of fighting? Or is there something that you actually need to protect, you know? It's like you're just being defensive for no reason. I like that. Oh, I love the 7 of Cups. I do. I always check the 7 of Cups because it is a Scorpio card. And to me, I'm a Scorpio rising, so I would always check 5, 6, and 7 of Cups because these are the Scorpio cards and they really matter to me. And in this deck, they're all really nicely done. So I love this one. It feels like dreams, you know. I love it. And I love how we have a flow here. So let the dreams overflow you before you decide which way you want to go. Because they can be inspiring, right? 7 of Swords. I love this. How she's changed to this. Wow, I really want to see what it says in the guidebook for the 7 of Swords. Let's go. There. I will always find the truth, it's called. Ooh. Amongst the clinking of gears and the humming of engines, the 7 of Swords emerges as a whisper of caution. As you travel through the labyrinth of companionship, pay attention to the people around you. Someone may have a hidden agenda, attempting to conceal their true intentions. Trust your gut, for your intuition is a finely attuned compass guiding you through the complexity of human interactions. Unmask those hidden in secrecy, and safeguard your path with a perceptive eye. Okay, so that is a very traditional way of looking at the 7 of Swords, but I'm curious about this, you know, like she definitely feels like she's sneaky, but also she's changed to this, you know, she's changed to these swords. So it's kind of like, is she taking what's hers? Is she stealing? Is she chained to her old beliefs that are not good for her? Like, there's so many ways, again, you could go with this one. And the 7 of Pentacles with a gnome looking at his mushrooms growing and waiting when it's the right time to cut them off, right? So adjusting, waiting, patience. But also he must have tended to them beforehand. Love this 8 of Wands. Love how he's riding the wave of the wands moving. This octopus, really cool. So this Selkie is like, nah, I'm done with this scary octopus that is definitely not good for me and is going to hurt me. This 8 of Swords, she is entangled with these lights, but the swords are not really there in a way where they could hurt her. So all she needs to do is untangle herself. But can she untangle herself? She's definitely caught in a situation. And I love this Eight of Pentacles. He is, creating, look at this little thing that he has on his eye. He's creating the pentacles in the dead of night, which is really cool because it tells you how dedicated he is. And I love how he has like a little light bulb on his head. I love this Nine of Wands. I love it because it shows you like they're really beaten up and they need to take a little breather before they continue. And I love how these wands here are put in this position. So it's kind of like one is thrown here, one is stuck in here, like one is charging the rest, which is really interesting. And we have a triangle here. Ooh, interesting. And the tree at the back. So it's kind of asking you, is it worth it, what you're doing? Is it still worth it? Which I love. I love this Nine of Cups, how she's enjoying her meal. She has everything she needs. This Nine of Swords, look at her facial expression. It's amazing. It's perfect. And I like how the swords are pointing in that direction. And she's actually looking that direction as well. Like she's afraid of what's coming. Or if something is coming. I love it. And then the Nine of Pentacles, I like it as well. Look at this cute little gnome with her little firefly there. And the fireflies around as well, which, Nine of Pentacles, you've made it. You've done your riches. She has all her coins here and she is taking her time to enjoy the leisure she has. I love that she's on the mushrooms. It's lovely. When you look at these cards collectively, they feel like tens and I like that. Oh, I love this one. 10 of Wands is like he is managing. I say he. They are managing and the castle is right there. A little bit further and they will reach it. I love that. I really like that. I really do. It feels more positive. Like you're almost there and you can do it. You're managing the wands. Like you had a breather in the nines and now you're ready to do that last push before you finish. Before you come to the finish line. I like this 10 of Cups. Like they look so classy walking around, enjoying their life. Like the rainbow shines above them. Oh my God, it's like, look at this. The rainbow is coming from here. So it's kind of like artificial rainbow. Ooh, interesting. You could look at it from a different perspective. But like the blooming around. They look emotionally fulfilled. It's cool because we don't see the necessary family. So it talks more about feeling harmonious happiness in your heart. Not based on the actual family. Because to me, I read 10 of Pentacles more connected to family and tradition within the family and all that. And the 10 of Cups I read more as the harmonious feeling within your heart. Like you feel on top of the world emotionally. Does that make sense? This 10 of Swords is really brutal. Look at the blood and everything. But it's still beautiful. Like I love the purples and I love the sunset there that she's looking at. And you can't see if, this is just figurative swords here or it's like in our head or in her head or she's actually unalived. Everyone is using this word now. You can't say real words on YouTube anymore. And 10 of Pentacles, I love it. Look at them. They're enjoying themselves with beer and stuff. And she has a little bunny here. Oh, so sweet. And the fire. Oh, I really like this 10 of Pentacles. Feels like... it feels like they're sharing their stories, right? Passing down the stories of what they have done to get here. And they have enough to share with each other. Like the bounty, the food, the love, the knowledge. It's really, really good. Now I'm going to give you the court cards. So firstly we have the wands. So from page to the king. I love this one. This set of cards are very busy, which is really cool actually for the wands because they are the creative suit for me. This page, look at that, man. Oh my God, the pages are incredible in this deck. So good. So the page here is like embracing and playing with the fire, right? She's playing with the fire, which I love. And she has two friends here as well. Like, it's like she's creating magic. I love it. The Knight of Wands is on a quest. On a scorpion. Oh my God, it's so good. I love it. I love it. Like she feels like the hero. The queen. Oh my God, I love the bounty of sunflowers. I love the energy, the magic around her. Like she's in charge. She's someone that people adore and look at and are inspired by. And look at the black cat here as well, which is amazing. And the king, look at him, always ready to take on something new, right? The King of Wands, I feel like someone who always wants to expand because the fire is a transformative suit. So he's someone who's always on a look for a new adventure, for something new, to conquer something new. When I say conquer, I mean conquer within himself or learn something new or expand, you know. And I love that we have the line here as well, which is really cool. And I love that we have salamanders on her dress and lots of red. Love that. And I love like how his whole house looks like it's powered by his mind, I suppose. And look, the salamanders here too. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, love this. Love this suit, of course. Now, look at these cards. They're so cohesive, I'm gonna say. And look at this knight. She's really deep in the water, which I appreciate, right? Because the Knight of Cups goes really deep within their emotions, you know. She's playing on a shore, which is really cool. I love it. Look at the flying fish here. This page is so great. She says everything about this page in the way she's playing, the way she's water bending here. Love this knight, like I said. The king and the queen look like they belong together, which is really important to me. And the queen here, to me personally, feels more like a Scorpio, and he feels more like a Cancer, which I appreciate. And I love how the waves at the back are like more crazy in the king, and they feel like they're celebrating. They both look like celebrating something. Like, I feel like he is embracing you, and she's there to listen to you and advise you if you want to. Like, because she doesn't have both hands up, she feels more in control or more manipulative when it comes to emotions, whilst he feels more embracing and like this is a safe space, you know? Look at the submarines, right? Hers has algae on it, which means she went really deep, because the Queen of Cups is a very emotionally deep person, especially if you think of her as a Scorpio card. I absolutely adore the fact that the swords quartz are purple-ish. Love that, because purple is the suit that is to do with higher chakras, right? And the swords on their higher level to me are very enlightened part of us, if that makes sense. This page of swords, oh, look at her. Oh my gosh, she's on top of the mountain, the clouds, the butterflies flying around. She has a little fan here as well. She's very open-minded and she can go in any direction she wants to. And she can renovate herself all the time with the butterflies, which is really cool. And she has butterflies on her shoes as well. This Knight of Swords is everything on his B or her B. Like, she's going for it swiftly and quickly, and yeah, it just feels really fast, which is cool. I like that. And I like that she's really high up. With the Queen of Swords and King of Swords is interesting, because I feel like the King of Swords is inside here, like he's right here, and she's on the outside, which is really cool on this swing. She's swinging in the air, and she's really the one guiding it, I feel. I love her. I love them both. They're so gorgeous. He's the one stirring the wheel with his mind. And she's the one who is I feel is guided by intuition. Yeah, love it. So he feels more logical and more mathematically calculated, if that makes sense. And she feels more, because she's in the air and she's more free kind of thing. She feels more connected to intuition and water, which is what the Queen of Swords should be, like water of air. And he's air of air, in my opinion. And now the earthy pentacle suit. Oh, they feel very earthy, and I love it. I find it very interesting how these three cards are very green and grounding. And this one is still very green and grounding. Oh my god, my favorite flowers. I love that we have hydrangeas here. Oh, that's beautiful. And how this knight is on a beetle, right? Beetles, oh, it's the horned one as well. Beetles are very slow and heavy and kind of awkward when they're flying. So they are they're walking around quite a bit. So I like that for the Knight of Pentacles. And I love that she has green hair. And I love that she's stopping to smell the flowers, or maybe to look at the flowers, because she has the thing on her eye, right? So she perhaps is looking at it closely and trying to figure out what's going on, how is it growing, if there's something that needs to be done for them to grow better or whatever. So that's really cool. I love this Page of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, look at her and her rabbit helmet. That is so nice. I love it. And I love these mushrooms. Oh my god. And the pages are amazing. And the Queen and the King feel like they belong together. It is it feels like it's the same house or home, but from a different side. Does that make sense? And if it's not, their houses are very similar looking, which is also really cool. I like it. And they just look like a pair. Amazing. I love how she's holding this butterfly gently. So she is more sensual, enjoying her sensual pleasures with the butterfly, and he's very focused on his riches and his pentacle here. He's like thinking what he can do with it, how can he invest to have more. They both look very rich, let's be honest, and abundant. Like they kind of look like they're related to our Empress card. Let me just look at the Empress here. They definitely look like they could be from the same family with that richness, or they could be their investing partner. Does that make sense? Anyhow, these were all the cards. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love the messages. I love the playfulness. I love the down-to-earthiness. I love the connection to manifestation through the deck. Now let me show you how it shuffles. This is the older Llewellyn cardstock. It is not the oldest, like in the small Shadowscapes box, if you get the cards, you still get the old Llewellyn cardstock. Now we have the old, so that's the old. This is old because it's like glossy and a bit thicker. But then I noticed that even with the glossy ones, you have two different types of glossy. One are thinner, like the Raven's Prophecy feels thinner than this one, which is very interesting. Okay, so let me show you how it shuffles. This is probably my favorite Llewellyn cardstock of all time. It's so great. Shuffles like a dream, and overhand shuffles so nicely as well. And you can spread it nicely as well, which I really like. Because the new ones, you can't do that with them, unfortunately, with the matte cardstock. So yes, this deck I really suggest it to anyone who wants to connect to the Fae energies. Also, anyone who feels like would like to work with a deck that is playful and chatty. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a spread for you. If you decide to get this deck, I'm going to do an interview spread. So the first card is the character. The second card is the biggest strength of this deck. The third card is why is this deck coming into your life? Then the next card, what is it here to teach you? How is your relationship going to be with this deck? And what type of readings is this deck best for you? So if you're watching this, this could be like an interview spread for you. So let's see what they have to say. Nice. 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 Whoa, that's amazing. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so just quickly, I'm gonna interpret this for you. So the King of Cups is the character. So this is a deck that's very inviting. It's really good for if you're feeling emotionally in an emotional turbulent situation. So this deck is going to hold space for you for that, which is amazing. What is his biggest strength? Is Page of Wands. Wow, so it's very magical. It is a deck that can help you tap into your own magic, that can show you new ways of doing things. It helps you expand. It helps you connect with spirit. So that's beautiful. Why is it coming into your life? Is Three of Pentacles. Wow, to help you find different ways to collaborate with others, or also for manifestation, right? For work. If you want to work on certain things, this deck can be a really good working deck as well, I feel, with the Three of Pentacles. What is it here to teach you? Nine of Pentacles. Wow. How to perhaps enjoy things that you already have in your life, and perhaps how to get you to financial independence, or how to get you to the finish line on what you're working on physically, you know. And I would say it's to do with your work, because work, right? Pentacles are connected to work and abundance. So financially independent place, yeah, that's amazing. And then being able to enjoy that. How's your relationship going to be with the deck? You got the Page of Swords, another page. So learning something new is going to open your mind. It's going to help you to connect again to the fairyland with the Page of Swords. What type of readings? The Devil. That's so cool. So any type of readings that to do with addiction, that to do with things that are bounding us to stay in a certain place, our fears, our shame, skeleton in the closet, shadow work, really, which is amazing. I mean, wow. Yes. So this was the Steampunk Faerie Tarot. I really hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough. I know it was very long, but I really adore this deck. So yes, I hope you have a wonderful time wherever you are on this beautiful planet, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.